Hello again, it's Mr. Fox coming to you from DigiFox Labs. Today we're going to take a little bit of a turn still within the blockchain, digital, as well as cryptocurrency narrative of the channel, but more focusing on a different sector, which is the stock market. So with the new development of new blockchain technologies as well as cryptocurrencies having access on the stock market and vice versa, we have to look at, and it needs to be said that you have to look at the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies that are within a basket of certain ETFs as well as funds on the stock market, because there's still individuals, many millions of individuals who are still a little bit scared to get into the blockchain space as its entirety. So the easy transition for them is to go ahead and do so through the stock market and let other individuals purchase said tokens for them. Now, today we're going to give you 5 stocks that have 100% access to the crypto space and has potential to give you some decent returns in terms of the stock market. Again, none of this is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Everything said here is 100% our opinion and is serving as a ledger or diary of us navigating through this blockchain, cryptocurrency, and investment space. Right, let's get right into it. As you can see with the desktop here, you have HUT8 Mining Corp, and it is a stock going under the ticker symbol of HUT, also known as HUT, and is currently on the NASDAQ and trading at $8.75 of recording. It is currently Friday, a little bit past the afternoon of the American time zone trading. And so why are we interested in the stock? Well, just like everything in the crypto space is taking quite the beating, has it not? Looking at Market Watch and what has happened, you can see here it actually had its all-time highs within the past year of around $15.90. So you might as well just say $16, okay? And that was back in November of 2021. Now, it's interesting to note that back in was March, April of 2021 is when the Bitcoin all-time high was put in, and that's when the massive amount of the bull run happened. And going back there, the all-time high at that time was $9. Now we have been going on trajectory going up, and I believe we did break all-time highs in Bitcoin recently, not by much, but enough to say that we beat all-time highs recently, and that's what this is probably indicating right here. So since then, it's been on a downturn, and it seems like it's finding its grounding, and we're going to go here to the charts on HUT8 mining. And what you see here is it's in a channel going all the way back into February of 21. This channel is ranging, let's see, roughly around the bottom of the $3 going all the way up to $16. And as you can see right here, as of right now, at this recording, it has bounced off on the daily of the said channel that we put in. Now, where can it go from here? Well, it's key to note that right here is if it bounces today, holds, and then upon Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sometime next week, it starts reversing off of this key area right here, you can honestly see that it could potentially go up to retest the upper portion of this channel. Now, where does that? Now, it's also interesting to note that it started dipping, right when earnings happened. Now, if you're not familiar with earnings in the stock market, it's essentially a report based off of when companies show their investors and board members like, hey, this is what we've done with the company, this is the profits and losses and all that jazz, right? So usually you have a sell-off during earnings. Sometimes you have actually exponential gain during earnings, but usually you have a downturn. And sure enough, luck would have it, look what's happened. And it's tested all the way back down within this channel. Now, it is bouncing currently at $8.50, more or less. And so we have reason to believe that it will bounce. But obviously, nothing's 100% certain in the stock market. And we do have indicators indicating that it is a buy. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this currently right now, you may want to dollar cost average in. So don't deploy all your cash unless you got high risk involved. Again, not financial advice. That's just our opinion if we were using our own money in this. We do not have a position in HUT8, but we are eyeballing it. And let this be known, every stock here, we either will be purchasing or we have already purchased a position in it. So that's HUT8. Going on to the next one, it is well known rather, Maiar Digital Holdings. Now, we did have a position and we exited our position. The position we had was actually going back about a year to 2 years ago, and we exited right around the all-time highs, which was some time ago. Let's see here, according to Market Watch, we exited, it was, let's go 3 years. We exited roughly around the it wasn't $60, it was around $58 mark. And right since then, it performed a double top, as you can see right there on the right side of this cursor here, and it's been down ever since. So Marathon Digital Holdings is part of the American Blockchain Alliance in America, along with Riot, which is a competitor to Marathon Digital Holdings. They usually perform at the same time, so when one goes up, the other one does as well, and vice versa. When one goes down, so does the other one. So let's go a little bit more into detail looking at TradingView. Yet again, you will see here that we did have a Fibonacci retracement put on, and it did match as well as go a little bit past the Fibonacci retracement that we had put in place, and has since then been falling down to yet again another channel. This channel is very similar to what you see on HUT. So looking right here, we have a channel and it sold off. Yet again, have a channel and it's sold off, and again during earnings. Now our indicators is telling us that it is a sell right now, but if you look right here, it is currently bouncing off of this trend line that we have here. So again, watch it. If it goes beneath the trend line, so you're looking at, let's see, if it goes beneath the trend line, if it hits and closes around $37, you may not want to get a position right then and there, or if you have already a position, go ahead and start DCAing into your stock of Mora. So our projection is equal to that of HUT 8, at which we feel it will potentially bounce off of here because December and January is going to be a little bit bullish for Bitcoin, and we believe that these will correspond with Bitcoin's price. At which point then we do see a bounce, we will see a bounce potentially if everything closes correctly on Mara as well as HUT 8, almost essentially mirroring one another. Now to the next stock, which is a little bit risky. It's a Chinese stock called ZK International Group. Now, they are well known for in China as well as in the Nasdaq to mine. So they are miners just like Mara as well as Riot. Now, Mara and Riot have been known to be 100% public in what they are doing with the finances as well as what miners they are purchasing, and they are also part of the Blockchain Alliance here in America. So looking at ZK International Group, they are not part of the alliance. They have had some sorts of issues going on with as far as honesty and being transparent. But that being said, you can still look that there is still a huge correlation with the Bitcoin price as well as the ZK International Group stock. Looking right here, it peaked at, let's see, it was March of 2021, which is almost identical to when the peak happened for Bitcoin, and has ever since been coming down. Now, what's interesting to note that ZK International Group has not reversed since then, when Bitcoin initially has already reversed. Going a little bit into TradingView, we could see right here that if you were to take a position right now, you're going to have to wait quite a long ways. It looks like it is in a full accumulation zone, but what is interesting to note is if you zoom in a little bit, right, zoom in, you can see here that within a matter of days, it realizes, oh, damn, I need to catch up with Bitcoin, and it just takes off, and it goes exponentially, creating all sorts of gaps within the price going on up, as well as going down. Now, if you look right here, to the right, you can see that the volume has actually been broken. So this was massive amounts of volume, and it broke beneath that, and beneath that was actually another like 50 to $1 below that. And it seems that we are currently in the same price levels that we were in back in October of 2020. So where do we see ZKIN is the ticker symbol for, what's this stock called? ZK International Group. So where do we see this going? Well, we are waiting for a little bit of a couple of confirmations. So essentially a miniature, let's see, a miniature stagnation a little bit going this way, right? So if you go to the 4 hour, and you can kind of see where it's actually slowly broken off fib retracement. Now, we're not exactly the best chartists, right? So you can honestly say and dictate like, hey, you know, you did this wrong. Well, it's probably you're more than likely right. But it looks like it's holding right now, and it's just trying to find its base. If it does continue to sell off due to whatever reason, which I do believe they might have had a shelving put in place and they issued more stocks. So why would they do that? Well, potentially it's possible to get more individuals into the stock to purchase it at a cheap price to then just ride the train of cryptocurrency all the way up into who knows whatever price discovery it may discover, essentially. So where do we see this going? Well, again, this is a bit high risk. if you don't have money that you want to lose, I wouldn't put money in this. We do have a position in it. We are a little bit risky here at Digifox Labs, and we can say that we are waiting for it to essentially turn around and bounce. Now, where is it going to bounce? Honestly, who knows? But it's currently, as we stated, going back and staying within the October 2020 timeframe. As you can see here, it performed a massive cup and handle and went up to match the all-time highs of previous years. Let's see here. Yes, it did. So, at which point then it validated a double top over the course of a couple of years. So we are currently in this massive stagnant area, and we may very well be forming yet another one that can last maybe a couple of weeks before we actually see some positive movement in ZK International Group. This is a bit of a long-term play as far as cryptocurrencies are involved. Not so much in stocks. We will not be holding this for very long. It will be yet just to turn a quick flip and speculating on the mining of Bitcoin to accelerate price under ZKIN. So going into the next one, we have Hive. We have Hive Blockchain Technologies yet again on the NASDAQ, trading at $2.88. Going back in history for about 1 year or so, we see that it's pretty much been a little bit of an underperformer. Going a little bit further back 3 years, you can see here that it had a long base at 30 cents and then went ahead and skyrocketed. It was 30 cents back in October as well, just like ZKIN. We did have a position and we closed the position roughly around, I believe it was like 4 months ago, around the $2 mark. So going into Hive in trading view, we can see right here in Hive, it is also following a trend line going up. Now, it's a little bit different in that there's not that much data involved, but you could look right here and what we are looking at. Let me just fix this out here for you. So as you can see here, it have formed a little bit of a cup and handle, with the handle completely shattering and breaking and going all the way down, touching our trend line. Now, yet again, we are waiting for a bounce. Now, if you do take a position right here, go ahead and DCA in, and our price target of where we're going to take profits is roughly around 30% of the area that we're at right now. So that would roughly be anywhere around the $3.70 all the way up to the $4 mark if you get in right now. So where do we see this going if it doesn't bounce off and it rolls over below our trend line? Well, we're looking at the next price accumulation being around the $2, like around the $2 to $2.30 mark, anywhere in this green box here. Yet again, if you were to enter a position in this box, you will be taking profits yet again in this red box, at which point then your profits will be around 50% or a little bit higher, depending on when you exit your positions. Now, why do we believe it's going to roll over? Well, if it does roll over, you see here over in this area that there's massive amounts of accumulation and also accumulation right here. So then at that point, once it comes down here, there's going to be some support, at which then you will actually have a miniature double bottom, maybe potentially around, let's see, and that's assuming that this plane doesn't pan out correctly. So we can actually go, let's do this, get a brush. So then if it does fall down here, we would expect this right here, and then we would expect it to come down. If it doesn't hold here on our trend line, we would expect it to come down this area, forming yet a bottom right there. And that's what we're waiting for. But we can say that we will probably be DCAing into the stock, starting right now with the prices, as well as waiting to see if it comes down. And if it doesn't and it goes up a little bit, well, then we'll just go ahead and DCA in at that time. Now, the last stock that we're going to be talking about is Algo blockchain, currently trading at $13.11. It was for a time an OTC available in North America, in America, and it was traded on the Toronto Stock Exchange under a different ticker symbol, which I have forgotten. So as you can see here, there's not that much data. Going to trading view, let's go here, let's go with let's look up Algo right quick, and we'll do this live for you. Algo. So it's on the New York Stock Exchange, and yet again, you can see there's not that much information on Algo. It IPO'd, and then it's just done nothing. Oh, hold on. Algo, oh, wrong one. That's the wrong one. Let's go with Algo blockchain. There we go. NASDAQ. Here we go. So as you can see here, there's not that much data, right? So you're wondering like, well, why would you want to invest in this? Because there's not that much data. Well, Like I said before, it was an OTC. So going back over here, Argo Blockchain OTC, and we scroll over here, and here we go. We have more information. This almost mirrors the New York Stock Exchange stock. So let's go ahead and look at this a little bit more. So as you can see right here, if you were to go ahead and remember what Maiar and HUT have in common, which is this trend line, you could go ahead and look at RBKF, which is the ticker symbol for Argo Blockchain OTC. It almost looks identical. So essentially, we're looking at this right here, potentially something of that nature, right? Okay, more or less. And then this would be like a another trend line up here. Let's go, and it will probably do something like that, maybe. So if you look at this, it's very, very amateur. But if you look at this, we're waiting for confirmation to see if it bounces off of this trend line, this imaginary trend line, essentially mirroring what HUT has done, as well as Maiar has done. And where are we looking at taking profits and entering a position? Well, we're looking at DCAing right now because we have a long base going all the way back to the summer of 2021 to current days. And we have massive volume here, liquidity right here on the right-hand side, that it is staying within that area. Now, if it does break, it's a free fall all the way down probably to around the 50-cent mark area, maybe even lower. So, what are we looking at? Well, we could see here that if you want to take a position, you could go ahead and do so right now, but you have this key level right in this area. Right in this area. So if it doesn't hold and it comes down here to the 50 to 80 cent area, that's where you may want to take a position. Because honestly, blockchain isn't going to go anywhere. Where do we see this going? Well, long term, let's just do a quick fib retracement on it. We see this going to $6, to be honest with you. There's going to be a little bit of resistance around the $3 area. Actually, yeah, around the $3 area. Once you get past that, we're looking at roughly around a $6 stock right here. Now, keep in mind that if you are going to trade this, you may want to take a position currently, and then when you start seeing resistance around the $3, go ahead and take some profits, hold on some cash, because it will hit back and find support somewhere below the $3 to then go ahead and let individuals accumulate some more to help make it bash through the $3 area, at which point you would go ahead and reaccumulate and then go ahead and ride it all the way to the $6 area. Or if you want to be a bit of the investor, right, just go ahead and buy it right now and just hold on to it. But those are the 5 stocks we're looking at. Some of which we have taken a position in. Let's see, what do we take a position in? We took a position in ZKIN as well as Argo Blockchain. The other 3 we will be looking at taking positions later on. And maybe even executing some next week on Monday, Tuesday, or something like that to see how everything performs. With that being said, happy days, happy trading, and good luck to us all.